likely they're about to face a lot of pushback if Bezos tries to be an even larger benefactor to this institution. So it's very important that they have a say in what's coming down the pipe.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Whitney, you're a big artsy-fartsy person.
That is how I would categorize myself, yeah.
You
Fartsy.
Yeah, you like arts, and you were talking about some art something that happened last week.
Yeah, some art something. So the most visited museum in the country,
Very cool.
the Metropolitan Museum of New York, which gets more than 5 million annual visitors a year. That is what annual means, but 5 million visitors, petitioned the NLRB for a union election. They are organizing with UAW Local 2110. And this is a local that represents a lot of cultural institutions and museums, including the Speed Museum in Louisville, Kentucky, the Brooklyn, the Film Forum, the Museum of Modern Art in New York, the Whitney Museum. So it's really big in this sort of world. And the Met currently is unionized with IATSE through their film projectionist, and their security guards are unionized. But this would open it up to nearly 1,000 curators, conservators, retail specialists, and educators. So nearly half of their entire staff would be covered by this bargaining unit. And they sent out a pretty cordial statement. We respect the right to seek union representation, are proud of our longstanding relationships with DC 37 and local IATSE Local 306, which represent a large segment of our staff. So this is a pretty big thing. Like I said, it's the largest or most visited museum in the country. And this is also pretty significant timing. Last week, it was also announced that the Met Gala, which is the museum's largest fundraiser, is being sponsored by Jeff Bezos, who is infamously very anti-union. So this timing also feels pretty significant in a way that these workers are standing up, trying to organize themselves. And, likely they're about to face a lot of pushback if Bezos is trying to, be an even larger benefactor to this institution. And so it's very important that they have a say in what's coming down the pike for them.
And so does this mean that the entirety of the staff will be union after that, or except for management, obviously? Like, does DC 37 and IATSE Local 306 represent the rest of the workers, or? Basically,
that's what it sounds like, yes.
Okay.
So, so they have about 2,000 employees. And so this unit would cover about 1,000 of them. And then between management and then the other units, that would cover basically all 2,000.
Very cool. And why do you think it's taken this long for them to organize if the rest of the staff is already union?
That's a great question. It seems like they have been wanting to push for this for a while. Like I mentioned, other museums have organized with UAW in probably like the past decade. And it seems like especially post-COVID, there's been a big push there. And finally, one of the... in the press release, they said that they wanted to wait until they felt like they really had pulled the support together. So it sounds like they've been doing some organizing for a few years to really pull this support together to feel like they are likely to win this election.
I wonder if, we were talking about how like the graduate student unionism and the Starbucks unionism is going to be sort of like spreading a bunch of seeds across the country. I wonder if we were able to talk to anybody on the organizing committee, if we would see that any of them came from a graduate student union or maybe Starbucks or something before they were before they did their jobs at the Met. That's a great question, and is likely, especially with like curators and conservators, those usually require like some advanced degree. And again,
serve with these cultural institutions and nonprofits is a lot of times people accept like pretty paltry wages in terms of like in exchange for prestige. So what happens is a lot of times people that come from money are the only ones able to like have these jobs. And especially when you're talking about getting advanced degrees, that requires a lot of like student debt. And so these jobs can be very exclusive. And so I think unionizing is a really important way to make them a little bit more accessible, which in turn makes like these cultural institutions more accessible in terms of the art they're letting in terms of the people they're letting in. You know, they can push for letting, you know, lowering their cost of admission or, you know, making sure that the collections are more diversified. So it really affects, you know, the larger community as well.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.